Don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of losing. Don't be afraid of people rejecting you. Stick to your guns. At the time I wrote the 48 Laws of Power, I was at a very low moment in my life. I've talked about it before. I was in my mid to late 30s. I had no real success in life. I had no money. I was living in a small little apartment in Santa Monica. There was a bit of desperation there. But when it came to writing this book, and I had a partner who saved my life, basically, Joost Elfers, who was the packager of the 48 Laws of Power, a brilliant man, a great designer. When I pitched the book to him, he got very excited. But I had learned in life, one of the laws of power is interaction with boldness, right? And I had learned in life, in my experiences in Hollywood and all the 80 different jobs, that people who really succeed stand out. They're bold. They have cojones to and it applies to women too. They're confident. They feel strong about themselves. They have a point to reach. Those who are trying to follow all the trends, they might sell a book, they might make a movie, but they don't have impact, right? So I started writing the 48 Laws of Power, and I know power is that boldness itself, right? And I'm feeling it as I'm writing it, and I'm doing all these research, and I'm getting very excited, and I'm kind of creating what turns out to be a very weird book in the structure and the form. There's no other book out there like that, for better or worse, the way it looks literally on a page. But I'm doing it, it's just who I am. At a point is reached where my girlfriend at the time was looking at it, she was going, Robert, I don't know if this is gonna sell really. I don't know if people, she's usually always right, and I trust her opinion, but she was wrong that one time. No, it's gonna work. If it doesn't work, I don't care, I tried, I did my best. And then when we turned the book in to the publisher of Penguin, the editor, who's a very smart woman, she was saying, Robert, this book is a little bit strange. I think what you need to do is, I think you need to get rid of all of those sections that you have and make it just kind of one continuous narrative. I go, no way. That's not the book I've written.
And the structure is your signature.
Yeah. And we'd been given a very large advance at the time. I'm not going to name numbers, but for me, it was a huge amount. So I talked to Joost, my partner, who, as I said, was extremely helpful, a wonderful man. I said, look, if they don't want this book, we'll return the advance. We'll find somebody else who buys it the way it is. Was a very bold act on our part, right? And we said that to them, and they backed down. For better or worse, because it's gotten me a lot of trouble in life. I'm not trying to say I'm some paragon, that everyone should follow me. My rebelliousness and my weirdness has gotten me in a lot of trouble before. It led to a lot of non-success. But I understood that if you're going to make something and you want to reach the stars, you want to hit the gold, get the pot of gold at the end, you want to really strike it rich, you have to be bold. So that book could either be an abysmal failure, which is very likely could have been, or it will be a great success. I tell people this all the time. I think it's a very important lesson to have. Don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of losing. Don't be afraid of people rejecting you. Stick to your guns. If your motivation is always cramped and, I want to fit in. They might not like me. This might be too different. My podcast might not be like other people. That fear, it just withers the soul and makes what you create just like everything else out there. It leads to all the kind of boring crap that's populating our media. But when you think, no, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to mind what's different about me. I'm going to be bold and confident. I'm going to put a lot of work into it. It's not going to be just like I'm going to do anything. I'm going to work very hard. But I feel confident about this. I feel bold. Mastery, the book Mastery, is a key component of that. So it's not just, so when I wrote the 48 Laws of Power, I had 20 years of experience behind me with all kinds of shit jobs, bad bosses. I was a journalist for many years. I learned how to write. I developed real skill. So I could be bold because I felt confident. I knew I had real skill. I knew I had learned a lot about history and life, that I could do this. If I was just 23 or 24 thinking, wow, I'm the greatest piece of thing that ever walked the planet Earth, I can write this book, it would have failed. I had the boldness because I knew I had the skill. So if you know you have the skill, you know you have a great idea, just fill yourself up with energy and excitement about it and stop listening to so many piggly little petty voices around you trying to tell you to fit in and be like other people.